G'day everyone, welcome back to Pete's Investing. Today is July 21, 2023. I've got a new format here. I'm going to go through some currencies all in one video. So we're going to be talking about the Aussie New Zealand dollar, Aussie US dollar, the Euro British pound, the Euro US dollar, the British pound US, New Zealand Canadian dollar, the US Canadian dollar, and the US Japanese yen. So first off, let's talk about the Aussie New Zealand. So each of these charts is on the hourly time frame, but you can apply this to any time frame. So what I'm looking at here is the CCI 150 with a 50 moving average applied to it, as well as the price chart with a 50 moving average. Now generally this CCI 150 tracks very closely with the price chart, and on occasion it diverges, and that's where we look at these little divergences. For example, a bullish divergence there versus the price, it came up and hit our target. There was another bullish divergence there. The price retraced and hit our target, and another bearish divergence back there. Price went up. It probably should have been drawn up to that point. The price dropped and hit our target eventually. Where we are in the short term now, we've got a bearish divergence here versus the price, and if it falls below this trend line, then we're going to set a target. And for those new to the channel, we do draw a Fibonacci between the recent low, significant low, to the most recent high. So if it breaks below this trend line, we're going to be aiming for a target range at our closest Fibonacci level, which will be the roughly between the 23 to the 38% level. So that's our initial target area. Of course, sometimes these can actually fall much further. You can see here during this little bullish divergence versus the price, it hit out. If I drew a Fibonacci between that range there, you can see there it's roughly around a 38% level. It's broken through that area, and it's actually even gone more than 100% retraced higher than that point there. So where we are here, we choose the closest Fibonacci range to be to a high probability of success. So that's the Aussie New Zealand. And we look at the Aussie US. You can see there we had a bearish divergence on the CCI. The price hit this resistance up here. That was the 0.69 level, retraced back, broke below our entry point and hit our target at 23%, and actually fell lower and actually close to the 50% retracement. Next we've got Euro British pound. Back here we had a bullish divergence versus the price, went up and hit our target initially, retraced back to the downside, and it's made even higher levels there. But again, that little area was a little successful trade. Another bearish divergence there. Price broke through our, if you had drawn a trend line through those lows there, it hit our target eventually there, and so on. There's other historical divergences that have worked. At the moment, there's no divergence to talk about really. There is a potential bearish divergence here, but just be mindful that you can see that low. You want to make sure that that high there is higher than that high. Now this could be possibly classed as a double top, in which case it may still work. I'm going to draw some lines here just to let me just draw this divergence first. Now again, that's a bearish. Come on. No, okay, doesn't like it. I'm going to draw a through those. See, that's going to be a bit of a stretch, so I probably wouldn't be trading that. You might be losing too much of a entry point before it. Look, it may well break through there and actually fall lower based on that, but it's a bit of a stretch. So I like to see a clear bullish divergence on the price if it's going to be a bearish on the CCI. So I would have liked to have seen that high up there somewhere to be more confident. So at the moment, I probably wouldn't be trading that. That's just my opinion on the Euro British pound. On the Euro US, you can see there we had a bearish on the CCI versus the price. It broke below our channel and hit our initial target area in the last day or two. Now again, there's no divergence to talk about there. Again, we want to make sure that the CCI tracks closely with the price, and we'll just look out for these divergences to potentially look at either a reversal. So if you're going long in this case, you potentially would have wanted to take your profits at some point, or if you can trade them if you like. But again, that's just a couple of strategies using the trend approach versus a divergence trading approach. This is the British pound US. Again, same thing, bearish divergence versus the price, broke below our entry point and hit our target there, and that's actually come down and bouncing off the 61%, and that 61% is a key area for reversal. You can reverse at any Fibonacci range, but that's always a key area to look out for. If it breaks below that, then it's going to be possibly a trend correction, more longer term. But you can see that there's no sign yet of a reversal on the CCI. The New Zealand Canadian dollar, same action happened, broke below our channel there, hit our target and fell further. You can see that's fallen way below the 61%, and it may well be a further decline beyond the 100% retracement, and actually may come and rest on this trend line we drew some time ago. A few other divergences that worked out previously: bearish here versus the price, broke down, hit our target; bullish on the CCI versus the price, broke up, hit our target, and so on. I like to sort of keep those as historical basis to show that they have actually worked quite nicely. Next, we're going to look at the US Canadian dollar. Again, more recently we had a bullish divergence there versus the price, broke up, hit our target, and currently the price is still falling, no divergence to talk about. There was another bearish divergence here, broke down quite substantially, hit our target range, and that target there is for this Fibonacci range. So that's a US Canadian dollar. And lastly, the US Japanese, you can see here, came and bounced off this support area. We always respect the support and resistance lines. It bounced off through the channel here. You would have gone long probably there. It gave you a bit of a scare, dropped off a bit, but eventually came up and hit our target more recently, last few hours. You can notice there the CCI is still rising, so we may have a bit more of an upswing there on the US Japanese yen. Again, a bit of history back here. Bearish divergence versus the price, broke down, hit our initial target, and this one actually broke. If you had drawn a Fibonacci between that range from that low there, it's actually gone beyond the 100% level between that range and that high. So that's where we are on the currencies. Again, feel free to subscribe to my Patreon page to get more insight into some trading strategies. We also do weekly scans of stocks, currencies and commodities. Subscribe, like and share the channel. Thanks for watching, and see you in a future video.